guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is really fun because it is Christian's 1 year, 12-month update. I am so excited to be talking to you guys about this, and to be honest, I'm a little embarrassed I'm getting it out so late. He's actually 13 and a half months old now, but the last couple months have just flown by. I feel like they just flashed before my eyes, and before you know it, it's like he's 13 months old, and I realized I never filmed an update video. So I've been doing these at I think I started at 4 months, I did 6 months, 9 months, and now here we are at 12, and I have some exciting updates to share about just like his developmental progress, him walking, babbling, some of his favorite foods, everything like that. I'll also share a breastfeeding update, different types of milks he's tried, daycare, that's been a hot topic. So I recently asked you guys on Instagram what you were interested in hearing about, so I'll be using those questions to kind of guide today's video, but I'll also just be hitting on some of the main things that we've noticed in our life that have changed with him turning 1. It is a wild time. He is a full-blown toddler now. It's crazy. And he's actually at daycare right now, so I wanted to film this video while it was quiet, and I will be filming a whole video about our daycare experience. Some of you guys actually suggested doing like a prepping, packing, and like get ready with us for daycare, so I'll talk you through that and like what items we prepared and all of that stuff. That will be coming to you soon, but I just wanted to get this update video out first because, like I said, he's almost 14 months old. So once I pick him up from daycare, I will of course have him have a cameo in this video so that I can show him off a little bit. You can see how big he is in real life, and then I'll be including like pictures and photos throughout the way in this video as well, so that it feels as interactive as possible and you're really getting to see like where he's at right now. So let's jump into it. First of all, can I just say thank you guys so much for caring enough about his updates. Like I am always overwhelmed by how much interest you guys show in Christian and our lives, and just I really appreciate that, and I just want to say thank you for caring and asking and wanting to see the updates and always saying how cute he is and caring about like his outfits and his progress and everything. It really means a lot to me, so I appreciate it. So first and foremost, I want to talk about walking because I feel like that's been the biggest thing that we've seen, and I got a lot of questions about how we helped him learn to walk. And to be honest, I feel like babies learn to walk when they're ready to walk, as they do other things. Like babies are so different, and that's been my biggest learning being a parent in this first year, is that like kids truly do things at different paces, and it's amazing how like a kid who's maybe 14 months old might not be walking yet, and then there's a kid who's 10 months old who's walking, and they're both like amazing in their own way. There's really no right or wrong way, but Christian started walking at 11 and a half months old, so it was like he was kind of toddling and starting to show a little bit of progress, and then all of a sudden on Easter, he just stood up and he just walked across the room like as if he had been doing it. But it was really cool to see the progress and see him learn to walk. His biggest thing was like, first, his legs getting strong enough to do it, and 2, having the confidence to just go for it. Like he really didn't have the confidence built up initially. So when he finally got the confidence to try and walk across the room, it was really cool to see. Now, we didn't do a whole lot to get him there, but I will say the toy that he used non-stop when he was learning to walk was his little walker toy. And I believe, I can never remember the name of the company that it's from, but I'll have it linked down below. My sister-in-law actually gifted us this for Christmas. So he got it when he was around 7 months old. And really around 9 months, he started showing a big interest in it. I mean, he was walking nonstop. You guys have probably seen this on my Instagram. I've talked about this product in my update videos. Now that he's 13 months old, he doesn't use it quite as much because he is walking. He's all over the place, but this thing like single-handedly taught him how to walk. And then of course we would like hold his hands and practice with him and practice walking, but I didn't want to push him too much though, and like push him to learn to walk if he wasn't physically ready for it or he didn't, you know, want to yet. Of course I wanted to give him the tools to learn, but I didn't want to make it seem like I was forcing him to do it. So this toy really allowed him to like build up the interest in it on his own, and he just like pushed this thing back and forth until he felt comfortable doing it on its own. It was super cool. So he's been walking consistently since 11 and a half months old, and now he walks like the whole length of a park. If you guys saw my recent like healthy weekend routine video, we take him and he'll walk the whole length of the park with us. He loves to pick up pine cones. He loves to look at birds. Like he's very aware of his surroundings now and is super active. It's really amazing. And he never like falls down anymore, and he's starting to like toddle and like run a little bit too, which is really cool. Also, something that's just been really fun is that Jordan taught him how to kick a soccer ball. So Jordan is like a huge soccer player. He's really interested in soccer. He played all growing up and all through college and everything, and he still plays on the weekends. And so we're going to enroll Christian in soccer classes once he's old enough. There's actually a baby class nearby us that takes them at 18 months. So when he's 18 months, he'll start soccer classes. But for now, we're just teaching him how to like play with the soccer ball around the house. He already has 3. Christian has 3 soccer balls, and he will like bounce them up and down, and he knows how to kick them, and he'll even go up to his like bigger blocked Lego toys and he'll kick those now. It's really funny. But yeah, so that's been a big progress as well too, is like he understands balls and how to kick them, and it's super cool. Speaking of the big blocked Lego toys, we actually got these as a hand-me-down and he loves them. Like, we just have this bag of blocks. They're big enough that he's not going to choke on them, or he's not going to, he does lose them occasionally, but he can grip them really well, and he will like scatter them throughout our house. Our house is always a mess. Like, bright, colorful baby toys are just a staple of our home decor now. But he loves these block toys. So if you don't have any of those, I would highly recommend getting some for your 1-year-old. He's played with them for a couple months now, and just like, they're a staple of our living room. They are always out. He is always entertained by them. He likes to carry them. I think I posted a picture on Instagram where he's actually holding a couple of them, because he now will grab things and take them with him when he goes places, and those blocks are like one of the things he likes to carry with him. He likes to hold them in his car seat and everything like that too. That brings me to another topic. So we upgraded his car seat in the last couple of months. He outgrew his little newborn car seat, or like the one that came in our Chico travel set. So that was a question I got, was if we still use that set. We do still have the stroller, but the car seat no longer fits him. So we did upgrade him to a car seat, and I took advantage of Target's like car seat recycling program. I know I posted about that as well. That was not an advertisement or a sponsorship or anything. That is just me trying to hook you guys up with a good deal and share the knowledge and the wealth. So if you are in the market to upgrade your car seat, I would recommend taking advantage of that the next time they have it. Basically, if you recycle a car seat, you get 20% off. So we saved a great deal on our new one. We got the Graco Forever. There's so many great options out there, but that's the one that we ended up going with. I'll have it linked down below. I saw some clips online of like post car accidents, how much it held up in like really traumatizing car accidents, and me personally, having been in a bad car accident, that was like the confirmation I needed to go with that one. So I did my research, but you know, not saying that's one you have to go with, but that's one we went with. But upgrading to a convertible car seat was definitely like a step up in his little like becoming a toddler process. But you know, he feels like a big boy now. It's like so padded and so big. He doesn't actually like it because it's a little more constricting, but it's safe, so I like it. A big developmental thing that we've noticed with Christian is he babbles so much now. Like, guys, I have a talker on my hands. My kid is a talker. I'm a talker. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I'm a talker, and Jordan's a talker. Our kid, he babbles so much. He points and they'll have like full-on conversations. He'll be talking and just be like, and then you say something back and he's like, like he's always babbling and pointing. He loves to participate in phone calls as well. So every day Jordan calls me when he's on his way home from work, and Christian, I'll put him on speakerphone, and Christian will say, Dada, and he knows it's Jordan, and then he'll like look at the phone and want to babble back and forth. He just is very conversational, which is so adorable. I can't wait till he learns more words. I got a lot of questions about what words he's speaking and how we taught him to say words, and to be honest, a lot of this is just stuff he's picked up on his own too, but he can say mama, he says dada, and then he says, it's funny, he says bubba for himself actually. So basically all the like you know, like all the syllables. But he also refers to dogs as dada. Like he'll say dada, but just a little quicker. So when we go to the park, he'll point at a dog and be like dada, dada, dada. And I've been trying to teach him like Coco and Callie for our dogs, and like point and say, who is that? That's Coco. Can you say Coco? And he hasn't said it yet, but he will eventually. But he says mama like clear as day, and that was his first word. It is in the baby book. That is his first word. We worked with him a lot on that, just like repeating us, saying it over and over, similar to how we sort of like, you have to teach a baby how to laugh when they're younger, you know, you have to laugh around them so they know they can do that. And it was the same with teaching him his first word. So he started just by saying like mama, 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 and was always babbling on and on. And then it became a very clear like, mama, mama. And now it's like, when he wants something, it's like, mama, mama, mom. Like he can say it very, very clear, which is like a blessing and a curse. But no, I love it. It's like so cool, so rewarding to have him say mama, especially when he's reaching up for me because he wants to be held and he's like, mama, mama. It's just so great. So I love it. He also will wave bye now. So he's great at waving bye. He's not so great at waving hi yet. But if you're leaving, he'll like go like this and wave. Even when he's going up for a nap, he'll wave. If it's bedtime and I'm carrying him up the stairs, he'll wave to Jordan and like wave goodnight. He waves to strangers at the parks. He loves to like wave goodbye. So as we're passing people, he knows that it's like, he's not gonna see them again. And so he'll wave bye. But if it's the first time seeing them, he doesn't know to wave hello yet. We're working with him on that. Along the same lines of being talkative, he also screams and yells a lot. So I've been saying, I feel like he's going through his terrible ones and it's slowly getting better, but right around the time he was like 12 and a half months old, you guys, it was brutal. And he's been teething and he got another tooth down front. So he has 7 teeth now. He has 4 up top and 3 on the bottom. And he just has been going through, like, he uses his voice to get what he wants, and so he will yell, like angry yell. Like he's not crying, he's like yelling. And so we're starting to work with him on like discipline and figuring out what that looks like as parents and like how we want that to sound and how we want to communicate that to him. He doesn't totally understand, obviously, but we're working with him on like, sweetie, you can't yell, and like, you know, things like that. Like we're in the very early stages. We're obviously still learning, but it is like, we're like, oh my gosh, we have to think about discipline now because he is old enough to be like, to throw a tantrum, to throw his arms and legs, and to like throw a fit and scream and yell in a way that he didn't really do when he was a little baby. So it's pretty crazy. It's definitely like a whole new phase that we're in. So next I want to talk about breastfeeding. I got a lot of questions about like if we're still nursing, what his food schedule looks like. So he eats solids now kind of around the clock. He eats a lot. He'll have breakfast with us in the morning. He has lunch at daycare. He has dinner with us, and then he has snacks in between. I am still breastfeeding. I am still nursing him. So I was really proud of us, me and him, that we made it to the 1 year mark. And honestly, you guys, once we hit a year, it just got so easy. Like it got really hard between like 10, 11, 12 months, like before 12 months. When it was around 10 or 11 months, we hit a couple really rough patches. We hit a really rough biting period around 10 months, and I documented that a little bit. I actually still want to make a whole video on how we got through that together because that was really hard, and I honestly thought that we might have to stop at that point, but we pushed through and we got to a year. And I just again want to say, like, breastfeeding's not for everybody. It's a hard ass job. It is a commitment, and sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's totally fine. So I'm not going to be one of those people that says like breast is best. Fed is best. But for us, I had the goal, because breastfeeding was really easy for us for the most part, I had the goal of wanting to hit at least a year, and then I figured we would see how things went. In the back of my head, I would like to go to 18 months if I can. We'll see how that pans out. Right now we're at 13 and a half and it's still going smooth, but it's a different dynamic. It's not for food, it's for comfort. Like when he gets thirsty, he would like to nurse, but when he needs like just cuddles, he would like to nurse. Or when he's like feeling a little lonely, or if he wants it more in a comfort sense. So it's much more, it's on demand. I'm not like one of those people that's super regimented with like, oh, he nurses at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. It's on demand. It's just kind of like when he needs it at this point. But I typically nurse him when he first wakes up in the morning. If I'm around him during the day, I will nurse him midway through the day. If he's at daycare, I won't. And I'm not pumping anymore, which, hallelujah, I'm not pumping anymore, you guys. The ability to work a full day and not pump is like so nice. I'm not pumping, so like I'll send him to daycare, and then when he gets home from daycare around like 4:30 or 5, I'll nurse him then, and then I nurse him before bed, and that's like a good routine for us. It's still working really well, and then he has solids throughout that. So like I said, not super regimented. We're just kind of going with the flow. We're going with what feels good for him and I, and right now that's a really good groove that we're in. We have introduced other kinds of milk. Now, we don't drink cow's milk in our house. We just never have. Jordan and I are both lactose intolerant. it would not be a good situation. So we're not gonna introduce that to Christian either because he's most likely lactose intolerant. So we've introduced pea milk to him. He's tried cashew milk. And honestly, it's a process. We're still figuring out how to transition him a little bit. There's not a huge need for us to transition him because he's still nursing, but I would like him to feel comfortable with other kinds of milks, just so that when the time comes, I could wean him from nursing. But right now, he's still figuring that out. We're still figuring out what works well for him. He doesn't take a whole lot of either one. He'll kind of like try it and then realize what it is and realize it's not the good stuff, and then go about his day and want something different. So let me know if you've had any success with like cow's milk alternatives. I want to be mindful of giving him protein and healthy fats in his milk, but I just don't think cow's milk will sit very well. And also Jordan and I won't be there to like help get through a whole carton because it would not sit well with either of us. So yeah, we're figuring out what works well for us in that realm, but we're just kind of starting to test the different like milk alternatives for him. Or cow's milk alternatives, I should say. I also got questions on his sleep routine. So he is currently down to 1 nap a day. He does sleep through the night. It's really great. Now that's not all the time. So I have to say, when you hear moms and people say like, oh, my kid sleeps through the night, it's like they might sleep through the night, and then when they're teething, they might not. And that's just like, that's okay too. The whole phrase sleeping through the night, I think, is a little misleading because it sounds like they're sleeping through the night now until they're 30, but like he sleeps through the night now, and when he cracks a tooth, or he not cracks, but when he breaks through a tooth, when a tooth breaks through, when he's teething, he'll get up in the night occasionally and still need some comfort there, but he is sleeping through the night really great. He goes down around 8 p.m. We start his bedtime routine around like 6:30 or 7, and we give him a bath, and we like spend time with him, and I nurse him and stuff, and then he'll go down to sleep around 8, and he'll sleep until 6:30 or so. So he sleeps through the night, and then he takes 1 nap a day. It's usually like 11:30 or 11 until 1. So he'll take a nap that's like 2 or 2.5 hours long every day. And that transition has kind of come partially from daycare because that's the schedule they're on, and then partially just from him phasing out 1 nap as he gets older. So he's no longer doing 2 broken up naps. That's just what works for him, and that's really consistent. Even on the weekends, he's taking like 1 big nap midway through the day. Then of course I have to touch on daycare. So daycare has been a huge transition in our household. Now, and I'll do a whole video on that because I have a lot of thoughts. It was a tough transition, but we have made it through the other side, and it is like truly a blessing now. It's a really great fit for him. It's an early preschool, so it's a daycare slash preschool. He gets a lot of developmental attention there, and he goes 3 full days a week. So he's there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all day, and I can focus on work, and he can focus on, you know, his stuff and getting the attention he needs. And I don't feel like it's just not as tough for both of us anymore. We're in a really good spot there. So he is doing that. And then we have in-home care coming the other days during the week. And like I said, I'll have a whole video coming out on daycare and like how we prepped for it and what items we were told to bring and how I found our daycare and what we looked for and what the transition was like. It honestly took about a good month to get settled into our routine and for him to feel like happy to go, because for a couple weeks there it was rough, but he is resilient. He's gotten used to it, and it's really been a great fit for both of us. So yeah, he started daycare right after he turned 1, and now we're like smooth sailing, and we probably will work up to a point where he's going full time, like 4 full days a week, or 5, maybe 4.5, but right now he's going 3 full days a week. And it has let me get my sanity back a little bit, and it's let me get so much more done and be more productive at work and be more productive at our home and not feel like I'm like really scraping by day to day. And then when he comes home at the end of the day, I go pick him up at like 4:30 or 5, and I can focus only on him and my attention isn't torn. So it's really good for both of us in that sense. He also loves the beach, so it's been a blessing to be able to introduce Christian to the beach. We are huge beach people. We do live in SoCal, and we are, even in Ohio, we were beach goers, but he got in the ocean for the first time right after he turned 1, actually in South Carolina, because the Atlantic is warmer. So when we were in South Carolina, we were like, oh, let's put him in the ocean so that he can test it out and like see what he thinks. And you guys, my son is like a surfer baby in the making. He has like blonde shaggy hair already. We're letting it grow out long. He loves the water. I mean, bath time is his favorite, but like he really loves the ocean too. He loves the sand. He likes to face plant in the sand. Like, it's a mess taking him to the beach, but it is so amazing and so worth it. That's actually another video I'm planning as well. I would like to do a video on like baby at the beach and what I take in my beach bag to take with the baby, and like what items I found that we really need, because I feel like every time we take him, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have brought that. I wish I would have brought that. So I'm making a list of stuff to share with you guys in that sense. But he just loves the beach so much. It is so cute. He's such a beach baby, such a little beach bum, and I feel so grateful that he's going to get to grow up going there regularly and like every weekend. And the thought of him surfing one day terrifies me, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but he loves the beach for now. It's the cutest thing. Oh, and then I got a lot of questions about the solid foods he eats. So I still want to do a like what Christian eats in the day video. To be honest, I should have done this when he was like 10 months old, because now he has started to become a little bit of a picky eater. Like, he's old enough now that he knows it's like, he would rather have chicken nuggets than vegetables. So we're working with him on that. But he loves avocado. He eats avocado. He did really well eating eggs for a while. Now he's kind of like not as interested. He does like meat. He eats meat. His dad eats meat, and so they share meals. And then I eat a lot of like mock meat, so I'll eat like veggie patties that are like veggie sausage patties or veggie burgers, and we also share those with Christian too, so he gets both and he likes both. He likes cheese, he likes fruit a lot, he loves berries like blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. He loves all of those. Blueberries, oh my gosh, he loves blueberries, and they're really easy for him to eat. He likes Cheerios, he likes granola bars. I mean, the kid eats everything really. He had pasta last night and loved it. So I will plan more videos around what he eats, but pretty much anything that we can chop up into small pieces or anything we're eating, he wants to eat. Another thing that's been super cool is that he is now showing interest in using silverware. So right around 13 months, he started like just grabbing silverware from my hand and like wanting to stab his food and eat it. He doesn't want to be handheld food or handed food anymore. He doesn't want even to have it really in front of him. He wants to start using silverware, and we do have little baby silverware that we've been practicing with him on. So he's still figuring out exactly how to use it. He's obviously not a professional at it yet, but he's getting there and he's showing interest in it, which has been really, really cute. He loves to take my spoon from me when I'm eating yogurt and want to like feed himself yogurt. I have a couple really cute pictures of him doing that, and he has so much fun with it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, my big boy, he can feed himself. It's amazing. So other than his blocks, he has a couple different favorite toys. Honestly, he loses focus on his toys a lot. He would much rather be like outside playing, or like playing with pine cones and dirt, or like tearing things off a shelf, or playing with the remote or a cell phone. But one toy that has been awesome for him is this cat piano keyboard that we got him from Target. And we actually got it because when his cousin turned 2 and we were at her birthday party in Ohio, that was her gift for her 2nd birthday, and he kept trying to steal it from her. So when we came back home, I was like, okay, I gotta get him his own keyboard, and he loves it. So it has the ability to like play different songs. It's a real keyboard you can play on. You can make it play in like meows, so it sounds like a cat. It also just plays music on its own. You can record songs. It's really crazy. It's cool, and it's like 20 bucks at Target. So would highly recommend that. He loves it. He actually loves all music-based toys. We play music on our Google Home all the time. Every day when we're having breakfast, we're playing music. We're playing music when Jordan gets home from work and having dance parties. Christian dances a lot, so he'll bop up and down, and like he can understand a beat. He also claps a lot to the songs, and it's funny because when I'm driving home from daycare with him, I'll sing Baby Shark to him, and I'll like slap my leg like this as I'm singing it, and then he'll be back in his car seat and he's like smacking his leg back there too. So it's really cute. He loves music. He's going to be a soccer playing musician who also surfs on the weekends when he grows up. I can already picture it. I'll try and think of some other toys that he likes as well too and have them linked down below, but the piano one is definitely like a must pick up. Okay guys, so that's a lot of information. I know I've covered a lot of ground, but let me know any other questions for things I didn't cover in the comment section down below. I'm gonna go pick up my man from daycare, and then we'll be right back so that you can see what he looks like, and we'll wrap up this video. All right, we're back, and the man of the hour is here. The lighting's a little different. Mama's looking a little more oily, but that's okay. So here's Christian. And like I said, 13 and a half months old. He's lounging. He is just lounging right now. Look at him. He's like, this is comfy, I'm with mom. Isn't he a big boy? But look, he smile. I don't think he likes the ring light. I think he's a little over it. So we're gonna go, but again, thank you so much for your interest in him and us and what we're doing. Thank you so much for watching this recap video. This is so fun for me, just for me to document his growth as well. I really appreciate it. Look at him hanging with mama. Let me know any other requests you have. I know I mentioned a couple videos that I'm planning, but let me know in the comment section anything specific that you guys would like to see. Again, thank you so much for your love and support. It really means the world to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Bubba, can you wave bye? Can you wave bye-bye? He is being so lazy right now. I swear he is a much more active kid than he's acting right now. Yeah. Bye. Good job. Bye-bye.